your 50 view YouTube video could easily be worth $100 or more. This is an incredible idea. I've never heard anyone else ever even mention this idea on YouTube. And it's basically the idea to use your thumbnails as ads. What almost everybody else is teaching you is that you just use you do anything with your thumbnails to try and be as clickbaity as possible, get people to actually watch your video, and then in the video you can sell them on something or make ad revenue. Here's the problem with that though. In most cases, I hate to break it to you, but it doesn't matter what you do in your video. Should I say that again? It doesn't matter what title you use, what thumbnail you use, your video is still gonna get 50, 100 views, maybe 1,000 at best. No matter how clickbait you make the title, no matter what you do on the thumbnail, it's kind of hopeless on YouTube. Like there's so much content. I watched a couple of Mr. Beast videos today and it's like, these are so good, it makes me not want to create. I'm like, why with my little $10,000 YouTube studio filming stuff by myself, why should I even bother? Well, I have a system for making a full-time income on YouTube, and it's by monetizing videos that you would think are worthless. So let me show you a perfect example. So if you go to my recent videos on my channel, I'm just taking this to the next level. So I've shown on this video, it's called Small YouTubers Stop Making Videos, Go Live for 30 minutes instead. I showed how in this video, I've got 4.5 million impressions in just over 3 months on 6 brand new YouTube channels. Organic traffic and live streaming is the best formula. But where I just leveled up my game, did you see what I did on this thumbnail? So this is a hidden opportunity almost everyone is missing on YouTuber. And I talked about that more in this video called Most YouTubers Waste Their Impressions. And I had make every impression account. I just didn't see how much further I could even go on that until today. So here's a perfect example. Watch this. So on the surface, you would look at this video and say, this is a failure. You wasted your time. I got 38 views. You're not a good YouTube coach. You don't know anything about YouTube, blah, 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 right? But look at the reach. This video got 2,000 impressions, 1.4% click-through rate. I communicated a message on this video that said, make every impression count. But what I didn't do on that video is I didn't have a call to action. So the 38 people, the average view duration was 3 minutes on a 10-minute video. And yeah, some of the people tell you my retention graph sucks and, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. This is what most retention graphs look like on YouTube. It even flattened out pretty good here compared to some of the others. But this is what almost everybody's missing. These 2,000 impressions, almost everybody's just throwing these away. And I hate to break it to you, most of you are never going to get videos that do much more than this. Then get a few thousand impressions that get, a few views, especially, this YouTube coaching niche is pretty brutal. I have some other channels that get like tens of thousands of impressions on every video. YouTube coaching is all about authority signaling, but there's hidden opportunities. And here's the hidden opportunity. What if on every one of my videos, instead of only depending on impressions or on views rather, so right here, basically, if somebody didn't click this video and watch it, I communicated to them the message that make every impression count. Most YouTubers waste their impressions, okay? I successfully communicated that 2,000 times on YouTube, but it didn't have a call to action on it. So watch this video now. You see, if this video has the exact same statistics, this video can be expected to go out to 2,000 people also. However, what's the difference with this video? This video has a call to action, one-on-one call, jerrybanfield.com. Now you realize out of 2,000 impressions, which is probably what I can expect to get at least on this video based on the previous ones. I didn't have a call to action on that one though. So these 2,000 impressions, I communicated a message, but there was no way for them to essentially pay me directly without watching the video. Now, all my videos across all my channels now have this call to action on the top. One-on-one call, icon, jerrybanfield.com. And that allows me to turn these 2,000 impressions if one single one of these impressions, somebody literally scrolling through YouTube, and let's say in this scenario, they weren't even going to watch the video. Like, let's say for this one, let's pretend I had a call to action on this one instead of just communicating, which I was communicating, but I had no call to action. Let's say on this one, I had a call to action, one-on-one call at jerrybanfield.com. What do you think the odds are that 2,000 people that are YouTube went and gave this to the people it thought would most like this based on YouTube, showing this to people who are creating content on YouTube, who are YouTubers, who are watching YouTube coaching content. All right. So what if I had a call to action? What are the odds that out of 2,000 impressions, there's one person who is interested in having a one-on-one call with me? I think the odds of that are pretty high because I'd love to talk to other YouTubers, but I literally don't know a single YouTuber that makes it this clear or this easy. Like a lot of the YouTubers I watch, they don't make one-on-one calls available, or even if they do, you have to click through their link tree and then go find it elsewhere. Most of the people in YouTube coaching don't even, they have these stupid programs they run, and I would never join your program. I'm not going to be in a class in some cohort sitting on Zoom. Like, no, thank you. Part of what I like about YouTube is being able to do my own thing. And they try and create this fake scarcity and all this stuff. And that's what everybody else is teaching. So that means there's a bunch of people on YouTube that would love to talk to somebody, but they literally don't know who they could talk to. Now, when I look at every single thumbnail as a free ad, like this is literally 2,000 impressions. I just got a free ad on YouTube. I didn't have to pay for these 2,000 impressions. So I wonder, how much is 2,000 impressions cost if I had to pay for that? Well, if I had to pay for that same reach on YouTube, or I would be looking anywhere at a minimum, probably, $1 to, upwards of $10+ depending on the niche. So you're looking that I'm getting ads. I'm getting free. Every thumbnail is a free display ad. I want you to start thinking of it like that. Every thumbnail on your channel is a free display ad. That's what this is. This is not something to get somebody to click on the video. This is a free display ad. I mean, free, you make your video and you get this display ad in exchange. I mean, it's amazing. And I'll show, some of my other videos. Imagine if I'd had a call to action on them. Because I have, believe it or not, on this brand new YouTube coach channel, I've had videos like this one got 4,000 impressions. Imagine if instead of saying some bullshit like this changes everything, which, has some validity to it. The YouTube custom AI feed is pretty cool. And if that gets better, everything is going to change. But imagine if 4,000 people saw my impressions or my thumbnail. Imagine if I did have a video back here that got a few thousand views on it. And I'll look for that one and pull it up. This is a live stream too. So I'm literally just talking off the top of my head while I do this because I know this stuff. So here's one. How to avoid YouTube. Imagine this one. This video, how to avoid YouTube's inauthentic content flag. Now you notice I was doing the typical crap that everybody else teaches with your thumbnails. Did this thumbnail really add any value to the video? I mean, it had a YouTube and a flag that really the title carried this entire video. The thumbnail did very little. Imagine there's no reason I couldn't have stuck a call to action on this thumbnail. I seriously doubt sticking a call to action on this thumbnail would have significantly dropped the click-through rate. In fact, I'll even tell you in some scenarios, a well-done call to action might actually increase the click-through rate. So look at, on this one, I got 61,000 impressions. Now, at the absolute lowest on Google Ads, you're looking like at least $2. Like that's hundreds of dollars of free ads on this video. At $10, you're looking, that might be 600 in free ads. Now imagine if I had a call to action on this video. I would bet you I get at least 6 paid calls out of this one video by itself. Meanwhile, what I actually got instead was 3,000 views, 191 watch hours, which is decent. I got 42 subscribers, but I got $0 out of this video. Imagine this video probably would have been $600 to $1,000 because there might have been some repeat calls also. I charge $96 for my one-on-one calls on my website at jerrybanfield.com. So this video, if I'd used a call to action on it, it probably wouldn't have done anything to the click-through rate, and it probably In fact, it could have increased the click-through rate. So let's talk about the scenario where this actually increases the click-through rate. Because then with this, I'm signaling a different kind of person to click on my video. Because sure, maybe out of 1,000 people, most people are not going to be interested in a one-on-one call. Sure. Let's call 90% have no interest in ever scheduling a one-on-one call with me, right? That's fine. And that's reasonable. But what if 10% of the people are, at least it starts them thinking like, oh, I could have a call with this guy. Like even, regardless of everything else, it at least puts the idea in their head. And what if you get some percentage of people actually clicking to find out about the call? What if there's some people who wouldn't have clicked on the video, but they see, oh, he has a one-on-one call. Let me click and see if I like this guy. Then I may be attracting some people who actually are seeing if I'm worth having a call with based on my call to action. Now, this to me is the ideal call to action for you to put on your videos too, because a one-on-one call in this day and age to me is one of the easiest things to offer. And it's something I value the most. Like there's so many people that create content I would love to talk to, but nobody is this transparent and easy to go about it. Almost everyone else has all this awkward shit set up where you have to go to their Instagram and DM them or go to their link tree and maybe they have a call or they have a course. It's like, and you can see that could work if you have an audience, but how are you going to get an audience in the first place? Well, if you watch the rest of my videos on this channel, like the basic thing to do is just upload a lot of videos. And what'll work even better than that, if you can do it, is to go live for 30 minutes instead, like I showed on this recent video. And on the recent live stream I did called Small YouTubers Stop Making Videos. So if you can go live, then you can literally, while you're live, if people ask about the one-on-one call, you can talk about it. And then you promote your website in every single one of your calls to action. And imagine if then you get a video that does get a decent amount of views, how many calls you'll get out of it. But here's what's even sweeter. Imagine turning these videos, like here's another video that most people would look at and be like, this is a waste. It got 45 views, 5 watch hours, 1 subscriber. But look, it got 1,900 impressions. That's probably enough for 1, maybe 2 calls. That's $100 to $200 out of a video. And you got to think about outliers too. So I'm saying on average, like if I go through a lot of my recent videos, it got like 50 views. Although this one got like 4, well, that was a while back. This one got like 400 views. This one got 19,000 impressions. And this way, when you're looking at, let's say out of every 10 of your videos, you make one that kicks up into the tens of thousands of impressions. Then some of your 50 view videos could get 0 one-on-one calls. Others of them could get 1, but then you make one that actually gets better traction, like this one. That one might get 5 or 10 calls off that one video. And the trick is you don't ever have to sit there and try and figure out which video it's going to be in advance or which live stream it's going to be in advance. You just do the work, put the call to action out there every single time. And then imagine sometimes people will see your videos several times, maybe 5, 10 times even before they actually click on them. So imagine if you've shown someone 5 or 10 different videos. Now the call to action should be discreet. You should not have like for example, I do have a much bigger call to action than I have. And this is, on the inside of my videos, once you've demonstrated interest in being here, then this is my bigger call to action slide I have set up in OBS. And this tells you can get a channel review, pitch a collaboration, maximize watch time, monetize more, and plan a pivot. Like these are things you could schedule a call with. So you see, I put the little teaser on my thumbnail, then I attract people to click on the video who might be interested in a one-on-one call, which might be 10% of the viewers, 10% of the impressions. So now a higher percentage of my actual viewers are people that are more likely to actually want to pay me. But then imagine the reinforcement loop behind that. The reinforcement loop behind that is that if I try and signal with my videos that I want people, I want to signal that I want people who will pay to talk to me, people who want a one-on-one call with me. Imagine if some of the people who are turned off by that don't click on the video, but they might have without it. But imagine some other ones who see that and just click on the video for that. Then Google is going to get better data about people who like watching the video based on the call. So the more people who click on the video who want the call will signal to Google the exact right kind of viewer. And even if I get less views overall, the viewers who do click the video are going to have a much higher likelihood of scheduling a call. And those are going to be the viewers I really care about watching. Those are going to be the viewers that are putting minutes watched on the videos and clicking the video. Those are going to be the viewers like them that YouTube is more likely to show the video to. So having I don't believe in having a gigantic call to action like that. Like this thumbnail is mostly, complimenting what I'm saying, but it has kind of a gentle call to action. And what I'm going to do on all my videos across all 6 of my channels is put this exact same call to action. Every single video, one-on-one call, jerrybanfield.com, all of them. Fitzy, nice to see you. Fitzy on the live stream. And Fitzy, I actually know from real life. Kung Fu Classic says, very unique theory. However, 50 views hints at a skill and ability, which won't likely convert to a sale. Well, here's the thing though. There's lack of options when it comes to YouTube coaching. Like I've seen so many people talking about YouTube and coaching. I literally don't know one that I could pay under $100 to talk to. Actually, I think maybe I do. Maybe I do know one single guy, but his is actually too cheap. It's $36 and he mostly does YouTube ads. So, but out of everybody, I've only seen one actually making it clear you can have a one-on-one call with them for an affordable rate. I mean, I saw another woman, she had a link tree. She was charging $600 an hour. She got a lot of views on her shorts. Now, this is not going to work perfectly for every niche, especially YouTube coaching is a really crappy niche in the sense that it's all about authority. Like, it's one of the worst niches where where you pile views on a video, however that happens, and then people think you must know something, even if all you did was make some, most of the YouTube coaching content I see is absolute garbage. At least I can tell that from my deep experience on YouTube, from starting 6 new channels and getting 4.5 million impressions, getting 2 of the channels monetized, all organic traffic. That's a serious level of YouTube skill I personally have since being on YouTube since 2011. And, I've got over 1 billion impressions / views, depending on which platform and how you define that. So my videos have been, the things I've created, like videos, posts, podcasts, ads have been seen over 1 billion times online. And what I did not do in the vast majority of those 1 billion impressions is have a nice, smooth, clear, simple call to action on all of them. And that to me is one of the most powerful changes I'm making right now. Now, in YouTube coaching, will somebody see a 50 view YouTube video on YouTube coaching and schedule a call? We're going to find out because I'm testing that now. However, what happens when I get a few videos that get some traffic and then my other videos get some traffic? I may go from no calls to 2 or 3 calls a day all of a sudden. Like a live stream like this, it has such powerful information that's so far beyond the depth that anyone else I see is teaching on YouTube. And it's different. Almost everybody else is teaching you that, make the most clickbait shit you can. And almost none of you are going to do that successfully. So you shouldn't even try. You need to think differently. I'm one of the only people teaching you how to think differently from actual experience, and I'm doing all of it clearly myself. So this might not take off today, but my YouTube coach channel might bring in 2-3 calls a day at some point off of this strategy that I'm starting right now. And then I'll be able to point back to and say, this is the day I started this strategy. And then when I have videos showing how I made $500 in a day from these one-on-one calls, then, some of those may get some more serious views because they'll have some clickbait shit, but I can point back and say, this is where I started the strategy. But on other channels where I have more views, like my ICP and crypto channels, when those go out to tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of people, and those have a call to action, how many calls am I going to get from that? When I am an authority, who's recognized, that has had people watch for years on other channels, and then I deleted and they found me again on my new channels. Or what happens when I'm doing a dating video and people don't care how many views I have? They're so desperate to talk to someone about dating, they don't know who else to talk to. So they'll schedule a call with me off a 50 or 100 view video. There are some niches where there's such a desperate need, but people don't know you're available. They don't realize that it's just as easy as going to jerrybanfield.com, picking a spot in my Zoom calendar and paying, and you can jump right into a one-on-one call slot with me. There's some niches where you could get a small amount of views and people will not care at all because they desperately want to talk to somebody. And I'm really excited to start showing off how this is going to work. This is I've been looking for the absolute best ideas on YouTube, like far past what anyone else is teaching. I'm like, this is next level. Gentle call to action, then bigger call to action inside the video. Now, Kung Fu Classics also says 99% of YouTubers can't present well and aren't likely to be respected enough to charge. Well, that's something each YouTuber can work on themselves. What I see is there's so many people that if they had a clear call to action, like there's a few people that just do vlogs and they make they get a few thousand views per video, and they probably are making just less than I am in ad revenue off my ICP channel. Like I get like 400 or 500 or so a month off of brand new crypto channels in ad revenue because my watch time's pretty high and crypto monetizes pretty well. So these are channels where people are getting thousands of views on every video and they do one a day, but they're probably only making a few $100s a month. They're leaving thousands of dollars on the table. And literally all they'd have to do is do something like this. Like they already have, there's YouTubers I would absolutely schedule a call with. And I mean, these are beginner, entry level newbie YouTubers. If they had something like this, I'd pop in on a call, say, hey, can I record this and put it out as a video on my channel? I'd happily pay them $100, $200 to schedule a call with them and just get the content because it'd be interesting. Like there's tiny dating channels out there, for example. And, they're trying to sell some dating coaching, but they're throwing away all their impressions because they don't have the call to action on the thumbnail. Then there are some that do put big, huge calls to action like this on a thumbnail, but this is too much of a call to action to put on a thumbnail. Like this is an appropriate call to action on the thumbnail. Like it's in space that didn't really matter to start with. The main thing is free ads. This is a smaller thing. Then, this is bigger. So look, I'll show you what I'm doing on my other channels. On my gaming channel, I have one of these on my gaming channel set up and ready to go. Here's my crypto reviews channel. Oh, I didn't download it. I had the Zoom logo, but I'd rather take the Zoom logo off. Here's one for my ICP channel. Here's one for my main channel. Here's one for my dating channel. So you see, I've got these gigantic calls to action set up now that, especially on a talking head video, I can just leave these up in the background for a significant portion of the video. But then getting people in the door, we're not going to go that hard. So there's a lot of YouTubers that are leaving a lot of money on the table because nobody's taught them this. They're not an authority, like they're just doing vlogs. So they have a presentation style. They have an engaging audience and personality, but they're not big enough to get sponsorships. They're not an authority on anything. They're just making videos that get people to watch. And some of them can be making several $100s a day probably just selling one-on-one calls, especially since some of them are just like literally sitting in their bedroom and they could easily have something like this just slapped on the top of the thumbnail and it wouldn't make any difference. So yes, I am a seasoned YouTuber and live streamer. So this is how I'm doing it today. But I think there's a lot of YouTubers that are having videos that are not making hardly any money. This to me, guaranteed win. Because at least even if people don't actually do it, every impression that somebody sees on this video, even if it's subconscious, they've subconsciously registered that that's a guy I can talk to. That's what I'm communicating. On every thumbnail from now on, I'm communicating this is a guy I can talk to. Then I have a website with long form sales copy that backs it up and it sells one thing, schedule a $96 call with me for 30 minutes. So I could easily take 5 of those a day. I can make 5 and a little less, like 480. I can make $480 a day doing 2.5 hours of calls. Then I can sell my school community on the back end and say, look, if you found this call helpful, join my school community, stay accountable. You can direct message me anytime. I raised the price of that to $96 a month also instead of $49. Now that we got our first like 12 members, I've taken off the benefit of a call with me. I've literally, I figured this out in conjunction with using ChatGPT Pro. I gave it so much dictation, so much overview of my business, and some of the ideas it gave me and some of the ideas I put out before, I'm like, holy shit. So ChatGPT encouraged me that one-on-one calls should be the foundation of my business, because in an age of AI where you can get instant answers and instant knowledge, the most precious thing is actually to talk to a real human being. That's what like nobody lets you talk to a real human being anywhere these days. Like ChatGPT supports all AI, and talking to a real human being is super valuable. So to me, one-on-one calls are the number one way to monetize, because I mean, there's so many creators I watch. I would easily drop $100 to talk to them for 30 minutes. I'm just interested to get some attention from them. Like literally, they don't even need to say anything. They just listen to my silly ass talk for 30 minutes. And that's what some of these calls can be. Like that's what some of my calls are. Like somebody will just say, Jerry, I've watched your videos for years. Now I'm going to tell you my story for 30 minutes. So you see the brilliance of this. And I'm really excited because I've been looking, I'm like, I have 4.5 million impressions on YouTube. That should be worth a lot of money, not $1,500 a month. But I've been monetizing how a lot of YouTubers monetize. And there's always a better way to do something. And it'll be funny if you see this trend in the future. I started it. I came up with it. And yes, other people put calls to action on their thumbnails, but they do it in a way that's kind of tacky. Like this is too big of a call to action, as I said. And you don't want to make it tacky. You want to make it tasteful, where it's kind of discreet, but it's visible on mobile. So to me, this is like the perfect size. That's what she said. This is like the perfect size. It's big enough to clearly be seen and understood. It's out of the way of any of the interface, but it's small enough that it doesn't really detract from the rest of the thumbnail. And yes, sure, if you're Mr. Beast and you're trying to maximize your click-through and you're getting 100 million views a video, then you probably don't. But dude, how if Mr. Beast, if you saw Mr. Beast, not Mr. Beast not gonna have a one-on-one call, but if you saw something like that on a thumbnail, you'd be like, yeah, Jerry started that. But in that case, a call to action could, in some cases, lower certain clicks on it, and kind of, if you're trying to be like viral or something, maybe. But even there, I bet it doesn't matter that much. I mean, how often do you not click on a thumbnail because of some little part of it? So, Kung Fu Classics, thank you for affirming that I have an effective presentation style, previous social proof, and an existing fan base. Yes. So my ability to convert older people that have followed me for a while, like older as in longer term fans, is higher. But what I also haven't been doing is communicating how easy it is to have a one-on-one call with me directly in my thumbnails, which I've missed the majority of opportunities. Like based on some of the stats before, I could have had 50 times as many people know about my one-on-one calls. At a 2% click-through rate, every single person that sees my thumbnail knows that I do one-on-one calls, instead of only 2% of people who click on the video, and then I mention it 5 minutes into the video, and out of 38 views, I only had 10 make it to the end of the video where I talked about one-on-one calls. So if you put those metrics together and you compare the difference between having 10 people watch to the end of the video where I talk about one-on-one calls versus I have 2,000 people who see it directly on the thumbnail, I mean, in that case, that's a 200x increase in effectiveness of my communication that I offer one-on-one calls. Like, that's nuts. So I'm really excited. I'm just starting this today. So there will be many more videos hammering this as I see it work. I think there's a very high probability of this going very well. And I start getting 1, 2, 3 calls a day consistently booked. And here's what's cool. I mean, I make $96 for 30 minutes, but some people will book 2 or 3 calls in a row. So if, one person comes in and books 3 calls in a row, that's almost $300 I just made. And I could easily make that off of somebody who didn't even watch my video or who saw several thumbnails. And by the 5th thumbnail they saw, they'd seen 5 times that I have one-on-one calls. Then they clicked on it and then scheduled a call. Yes, thank you. Kung Fu Classic says, I think it's a novel idea. I hope it'll be effective. Me too. We're going to test this out thoroughly. I think this is one of the best ideas I've had. And I will let you know how it goes. Fitzy, you need to get motivation to post daily for yourself. Well, live streaming is one of the best ways to do that because of the live interaction. And what I do also is I clear out anything else I'm doing. Like I don't have any other job. This is all I do is YouTube. And I take care of myself. The whole rest of my lifestyle is so that I have enough energy and creativity. My mind is working. My body's feeling great. And then interacting with people, reading all my comments, interacting like on the live stream that, this is all about, for me, my whole life is about doing YouTube. And while sometimes compared to Mr. Beast's life being all about YouTube, it feels kind of small. It's like, well, there's not a lot of room for a lot of people in the world to be Mr. Beast. But there is enough room for lots of people to do exactly what I'm doing and to be very genuinely helpful as well. Well, if you want to talk about hanging out in your studio, let me know. Thank you. And yeah, that'd be a good thing to schedule a call for. All right, thanks for watching. I'll probably go live. I've got a great idea for my dating channel that for a live stream I'll do on that one. And that one will have a call to action on it. And it's funny. I can't wait to show the data. I can already picture whenever I do have a video that gets tens of thousands of views and hundreds of thousands of impressions, I may get 20, 30, 40 calls. I may get an entire week all booked up at once from one single video. So I'll let you know when that happens. Thanks for watching Fitzy and Kung Fu Classics. Thanks for the chat. Hope to see you again soon. And one-on-one calls here for you whenever you want it.